Howdy. Today I want to talk to you about one of the best NFL franchises of all time. This franchise has won multiple Super Bowls and conference titles. To give you a hint, a famous quote that was passed around the league last year was "Let's ride." If you still have no idea, well, let me answer it for you. It's the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are in the top 10 list of the best NFL franchises of all time, coming in number 1 in my heart, but number 6 according to Bleacher Report, which is a sports analyst page. Today, I will inform you about the Denver Broncos and how they have become one of the top franchises of all time. Today, we will go over the history of the Broncos, the championships the Broncos have won, and finally, the culture of the Broncos. Now, you may be wondering, what do you know about the Broncos? Well, if the jersey isn't enough for you, I have been a fan of the Denver Broncos since 2012. This is when I really started to get interested in football. I have watched them win and lose over the years and have continued to love and support the team throughout the years. I had the opportunity to go to Denver this year to watch a game versus the San Francisco 49ers, which out of very many games that they have won this season, they won. Now, let me tell you, it was a thriller. Unfortunately, they didn't do much winning this season. But I supported them even when it was really, really hard. Even there was memes going around about people wearing trash bags on their head because that's how bad the Broncos were. The history of the Broncos. The Denver Broncos were founded in 1960 as an original member of the AFL, which was the American Football League. The city of Denver purchased the Broncos Stadium and renamed it Denver Mile High Stadium, where the team is still playing. In the first 10 seasons, the Broncos never had a winning record. They finished last in the division on 6 occasions. In 1961, the Broncos hired a future all-time leader for the most regular season wins or regular season games coached, Mike Shanahan. He is also the most regular season wins at 130 at the time. That's obviously changed now. The history of the Broncos is very important, but another important thing is championships, because what's the history of a team if you don't have championships? The championships the Broncos have won. In 1998, the Broncos won their first ever Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers. They beat the Packers with quarterback John Elway by a score of 31-24. Now that's impressive. However, they went on to repeat the title in 1999 and won yet another Super Bowl. A repeat has only happened 8 times in NFL history. That tells you how rare it is. However, in 2015, my favorite Super Bowl occurred against the Carolina Panthers, when Von Miller, left outside linebacker from A&M, he also dominated for the Broncos. He recorded so many sacks and fumble recoveries and all this other stuff. But the Broncos had a Hall of Fame quarterback, Peyton Manning, alongside it. So if Von Miller wasn't good enough, Peyton Manning was. And if you don't know anything about Peyton Manning, let me tell you, he was the audible champ. We'll get more into that later. Championships are very important as they develop a culture for a team. The culture of the Denver Broncos. Today, the Broncos have Hall of Fame, or future Hall of Fame coach, Sean Payton, who was just hired this past offseason. Sean alone brings in that winning culture for the Broncos, winning a total of 161 wins with only 97 losses. If that doesn't speak football, I don't know what does. The Broncos have Russell Wilson under center, who has had an amazing career, with hopes to be able to continue to perform. Wilson had a career-low performance, only throwing 16 touchdowns this past year with the Broncos. The leadership of the Broncos was shaky last season, with the new head coach who's never been the head coach before and was the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers that past season. However, the Broncos came out to play their last season game against the Chargers, winning 31-28, where they showed a glimpse of what they can be. The culture is very strong in Denver, and I am excited about the future. So, today we learned all about the Denver Broncos and the history of the Denver Broncos. Then we learned the championship the Broncos have won, and finally, the culture of the Denver Broncos. Now, I have informed you a lot about the Denver Broncos and how they have become one of the top franchises of all time. I hope you may have the same drive as the Broncos organization has since 1960. The drive to get better and improve. The drive to become one of the best, and the decision is ultimately yours. But before you go, Omaha, turkey, turnabout, turntable, banana, Chevy, meow, beep beep, 17, number sign, cats, flungin, and touchdown. And that's what I like to call Peyton Manning. However, I'm not done. The sources that I used in today's speech are Bleacher Report, which, like I said earlier, is a sports analyst page, www.britannica.com, just a basic history site, www.denverbroncos.com, the best site that exists, and pro-football-history.com. That has all the pro football history in the world. You're welcome.